It's Kat here at the Art Cohort. Welcome to the Kids of Bath Lockdown Festival. Woo woo! I hope you're having an incredible time so far. We definitely are here, and all in aid of such an amazing cause. I hope you've been donating to the Forever Friends Appeal and to Bath 3, Baines 3SG. So, welcome to the craft tent of dreams at the Kids of Bath Lockdown Festival. And today I'm going to take you through a little bit of a demo on how to make some stone portraits. So you may end up with something a little bit like this, or maybe something very different to that, which is also fantastic. So the things that you are going to need are some stones. So I've got two here. You're going to need one that's slightly bigger than the other, and that one's going to be on the bottom, and one that's slightly smaller, and that's going to be on the top. That's going to be the face. You're going to need a paintbrush, and you're also going to need a fine paintbrush. Now, how fine your paintbrush needs to be will depend upon how big your stones are. So if your stones are really small, you are going to need a really fine paintbrush, but if you're using slightly bigger ones, you might be able to get away with a less fine one. And then you're going to need some paint. So over here I've got a little selection of paint, and I have got some really vivid colours. So I'm using acrylic, which is this kind of paint, or you could use something like gouache, but you want a paint that's going to give you a really vivid colour. So I am going to start by painting all over my top stone in my skin colour of choice, and then my bottom stone in my outfit colour of choice. So from over here I've got the slightly bigger paintbrush for this. So I'm going to start, I'm going to have a red outfit, and I'm just going to cover this bottom stone all in my outfit colour of choice. So this isn't the fine detail bit, this is stage one. So there are a few stages in this. So stage one is where we get the colour on of choice. Stage two is where we decorate, and stage three is where we refine and maybe decorate some more. There we go. So I've got red all over my bottom stone, and then on my top stone, that's where I'm putting my skin colour of choice. And this is hopefully a really fun and simple craft that you can do at home. And you might want to do a self-portrait, which is a portrait of yourself, or you might want to do a portrait of someone else, of your mummy or your daddy or grandma, granddad, brother or sister or a friend. And it might be something that you're going to keep for yourself, or it might be something that you're going to gift to someone. So as you can see, I have painted my top stone, my smallest stone, in my skin colour of choice, and then I've painted my bottom stone in my outfit colour of choice. And I'm just going to move these over to the side of my workspace because they need to dry a little bit. But the good thing is that I've already done a practice one earlier on. So you can see here that I've got these two stones that I did earlier on, my skin colour of choice and my outfit colour of choice. So this is the part where I'm going to need to take a finer brush, and I'm going to start adding some detail. And the first detail that I'm going to add onto my bottom stone, my outfit stone, is a neckline and some hands. So I'm going to take my skin colour of choice paint, and then up here I'm going to do a semicircle of that skin colour, which will just give the impression of a neckline. I'm going to just hold it up in a second so you can see what I'm doing. And you might find that you're going to need to do more than one coat of the skin colour. So there you can see I've just done myself a neckline. And then I'm going to use the same colour, that skin colour of choice, and I'm going to, about halfway down, I'm going to paint on some hands. So I'm going to do a thumb, and rather than doing a full hand, I'm going to do a kind of mitten shape. And then I'm going to do another one just a little bit higher up, so it looks like my person is just holding their hands at their waistline. I'm going to hold that up to the camera for you to see in a second. So there you go. So I've done a pair of hands. And then I'm going to change colour. So it is useful to have a little pot of water. Or some tissue to wipe your brush clean. So I'm now taking some black because I'm going to create the impression of an arm. I'm going to create the edge of a sleeve on that hand, and then I'm going to take that up around the curve of the body to create the impression of a sleeve. So you can see that, hopefully. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. And you've put your base colour on here, and you can decorate in any way you like your outfit. So maybe you want to put a pattern design on there. You could put spots, stripes. You could draw an animal on there. So there you can hopefully see that my person now has two arms. And I'm also going to give a neckline as well, because I've created these arms and cuffs to the sleeve. I'm also going to edge that neckline in black as well. As I say, this you don't need to do all in one sitting. In fact, it's quite helpful to let it dry in between. So now I'm going to put that one to the side just for a second, and I'm going to concentrate on my face. And the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put the hair on. So I'm going to give my person some brown hair, and she's a lady, and I'm going to give her quite a stylized look. In fact, what you can do, I've got some pens here. What you can do if you're unsure about how to create the hair is you can draw it on you can sketch it in either pencil or pen first of all. So I'm going to start in the middle of her forehead, and I'm going to swing her hair down like a curtain, and then I'm going to put it out to the side. I'm going to swing it down, and then I'm going to kind of swing it in a little bit and down to the side. And I'll show you before I paint it in, I'll show you that I've given myself some markers on there so that I'm not doing it completely freestyle. So I'll get my paint, and then I'll take those guides, those sketch guides, because whenever you're painting anything, or whenever you're drawing anything, it's always useful to have a rough sketch. No masterpiece is created usually just from complete kind of freehand out of the mind. So I've got my outline, and then I'm going to colour it in. And with the hair, you can have lots of fun kind of texturing it and adding some different colours. You can see what adding quite a lot of paint does. If you want to create a kind of wavy or curly look, and sort of adding quite a lot of paint can help to give you some really lovely texture. And it's so helpful having a guide. And actually this stone that I'm using for the head is quite big. It's not much smaller actually than the one I'm using for the body. So it means that actually when I'm doing the finer details in a minute, like the mouth and the nose, that hopefully it won't be too fiddly. Now when you pick it up, you might notice as well that you want to just paint along the edges. There we go. So hopefully you can see my lady with her hair, her skin and her hair. And for this part, I'm definitely going to use a pen. I've got one here, a blue one, that I'm going to use. Now, the face of this lady is quite characterful. She's looking, oh, I don't know how you describe it. She's got a bit of sass maybe about her. So I need to decide before I start mark making on my stone portrait face what kind of person this is. Is this a happy, very smiley person? Is this someone who might be a little bit grumpy? Is this you know, someone who's looking a bit quizzical? And that will really determine how I draw their features. So I've decided that this lady is going to be a very kind, gentle, soft looking lady. So I am going to draw her eyes on. So eyes are about midway. If you look in the mirror, your eyes are about midway down your head. So I'm going to, first of all, draw on an arch. Show you there. I've drawn on an arch. And then in the middle of that arch, I'm going to draw a circle to give the impression of a very gentle, placid, happy individual. I do the same on the other side. And then for her nose, I'm going to draw 2 dots, because actually that works quite well on stone portrait. So you can see I've just done 2 dots for her nose. And then for her mouth, I'm going to draw her a nice happy smile. And then I'm going to put, just to give that real kind of impression of gentleness, I'm going to put a little kind of heart-shaped Cupid's bow in there. So you can see that. And now I'm going to take my very fine paintbrush, and just getting the paint off my brush, and I'm going to go over that very finely, using that as my guide. I'm going to get the I mean, you could just use the pen marks on there. You could leave those on there if you like, and in fact, I might add as well some pen marks in a second. You can use a combination of different materials. So for this, the finer your paintbrush is, the better. So it's difficult when the paint's wet picking up. There you go, there's my lady. And just to give her a little bit more character, I'm going to just pop a dot of red on her cheeks as well. Super duper. So that is my lady's face, and you can do some other things, like you might want to put some eye colour onto her, but I'm going to start thinking about her outfit, and if I want to add any more detail onto her outfit. So I could put her on a necklace, I could put some pattern and detail onto her dress, and I think I'll do that. So I think I'm going to go with some yellow, and I'm going to do some yellow polka dots. So I'm going to drop some yellow dabs onto her dress, down the sleeves, and this might take a few sittings of coming back to your stone portrait. So I would say have a little patience, because you don't want to rush the drying process in between, because you don't want to be adding details onto wet paint, because then you just get a bit of a smudgy mess potentially. So we are just putting on some decoration. So you can see here that my lady now has a spotty dress to go with her lovely face. So good luck with your stone portraits. I would love to see them, so please tag Kids of Bath and at the Art Cohort in any creations that you make, that you put on Instagram. We would love to see them. Have a brilliant time at the rest of the Kids of Bath Lockdown Festival. Please remember to donate to the Forever Friends Appeal for RUH and to Baines 3SG. We really, really appreciate your support and hope you have an amazing day. Take care.